I remember James Yeager telling me that the ability to see in the dark is the only superpower you can buy. And you can, but if you check pricing on traditional analog night vision devices, you know that they're going to set you back a minimum of a couple of $1,000s or more. So many of us regular folks have tried to find an alternative in the digital world, and digital night vision has come a long way in the last few years. Today, we're going to take a look at this digital night vision monocular / helmet mount setup from the folks at GoYoJo, the GNG2K. See how well it performs coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me for today's probably demonetized video. We're going to take a look at this GNG2K night vision device from the folks at GoYoJo. We're going to talk about this one, take you through some through the lens footage, which YouTube really hates, and kind of see how well it works and show you how this thing mounts up to a helmet in just a minute. But first, as usual, today's words of wisdom from the Bible. Proverbs 12:19 from the NLT. Those are today's words. Truthful words stand the test of time, but lies are soon exposed. And while we're talking about functioning in the dark, you're probably aware that a huge percentage of lethal force self-defense encounters happen in low light situations. So if you're carrying a pistol to protect yourself and your family, it's really important that you're able to see your sights and get them on target fast to engage a threat. That's why the only sights that I'll trust my life to on any pistol that I carry to protect myself and my family are excess sights. I was a paying excess sights customer for years, and they reached out to me and asked me about being a channel sponsor. I happily agreed because they are truly a product I trust my life to every single day. Excess sights are made in the USA by people who actually shoot and know what it takes to do so, and they are the fastest sight in any light. And if you use the coupon code SOP15, you'll be glad you did. So thanks to Excess Sights, not only for being a channel sponsor, but for making sights you can trust your life to. So now, let's take a look at this GoYoJo GNG2K night vision device. Take it down to the tabletop here, go over the relevant specs that might be interesting to you. Then we'll go out into the field in the dark and show some through the lens footage recorded through this thing in the nighttime. And finally, we'll mount it to this helmet and see how well that thing connects and how easy it is to see through there. And wrap this sucker up. So, you want to? All right, so this is the GoYoJo GNG2K again. And thought I would just give you some close-ups. We'll just kind of let you see this thing all the way around as I'm reading the specs, because it is a very high-quality feeling and looking piece of gear, not plasticky and cheap-looking at all. This thing features a 0.0001 lux sensitivity sensor, which is kind of the heart of the whole thing, with a 2688 by 1520 resolution, which is 2K Ultra HD, with a 60 Hz refresh rate, kind of smooth out the viewing here. It's a 1:4 power digital zoom with a 45-degree wide angle field of view. Has 4 color modes on the night vision settings: night green, black and white, white phosphor color, reddish purple tint. Built-in electronic compass, and a 940 nanometer covert IR illuminator, which is this little ball right here is the IR illuminator. So it's not a big red shining alert that here I am kind of symbol here. Uses 118-500 battery, comes with 2. The battery goes right in here like this. There's the battery. Nice little battery compartment there. Also has a little compartment here that has a micro SD card in it and a little USB-C connector. And this, I said, this is kind of a cover here. This is not submersible. It is IP66 splash resistant, spray resistant, and dust resistant. So it's good for the rain and stuff, but you don't want to go swimming with this. Has just a simple 3-button control system, very intuitive. Nice soft eye cup here. Includes a helmet mounting bracket and all the stuff you need to mount it to a helmet. Also has a lens cap here, goes in the front lens. Got your focus, ocular focus here. Even comes with a little screwdriver and some extra screws for your mounting bracket stuff. And the list price on this one is $5.99. Right now on Amazon, it's $5.19. And if you look in the video description, you might find a little coupon code there, even to save some more money. They also have a double system available with 2 of these, plus a bridge bracket to mount on the helmet, and that's about $12.99 list price. So that's all the specs I can think of to tell you. So let's take you to through the lens footage at night, and then we'll hook this sucker up to the helmet and see how that works, and hopefully that'll be some helpful information for you. Okay, about to take a look at some through the lens footage, but I need to kind of set it up for you first. So I went out 2 different nights to check the capabilities of this thing and get some through the lens footage. And the first time I went to a local golf course because I thought that'd be great. We got some brushy areas and wooded areas, and we've got some long open areas, so that'd give us a good all around look at the capabilities of this thing. But a couple of caveats. I took my iPhone as well to try to do some comparison footage, and I couldn't ever get the iPhone to see what I see with my eyes, because I guess Apple does some processing inside there to enhance and maximize the signal. So anyway, it was always brighter than what I could see with my eyes, but not as bright as what you can see with this. The second caveat is there's a lot of ambient light out there, a lot of light, especially on one end of the golf courses. There's a football stadium over there, a high school stadium with a lot of lights flashing, shining. So that probably enhanced some of the capabilities of this because it works on ambient light until you have the IR on. But I endeavored to persevere, and the footage you're about to see first is from that first night, and we'll take a look at probably a 40 to 50 foot wide patch of trees and brush, and see how well that looks. So here's kind of over in the edge of the little patch of woods here, and you can't see anything with the iPhone. I can see a little bit of dim. I can see the tree trunks basically dim with my eyes, but I cannot see any details.
There's IR off in normal, and I can see a lot better than I could with the iPhone. So that's not bad there. And to the green phosphorus, rather. Maybe get a little better contrast. Some between some different colors. There's the white phosphorus rendering, not too bad there. And there's a little bit of lag, but not much really. Then there's the black and white. Again, there's the normal, which seems to be pretty good to me. Then we turn the IR on. There's number 1, and you can see it. It definitely brightens up the closer images, items, objects, whatever you want to call it. But 2, not bad there, and number 3.
So next I wanted to take a look at the distance capabilities. So I found a yardage marker at a tee box. Thought that'd be a good place to start.
Okay, so that's way brighter than it looks like to my eyes. Let's see if we can get them down. That's a little dimmer than it looks like to my eyes. So as I zoom it in, it's changing. It's like, iPhone's smarter than I am, but that's way brighter than it looks. I'm going to try it on cinema, see if it gets closer. Okay, so there's cinematic, and that's a little closer. Still a little brighter than it looks to my eyes, but we've got those lights over there at the local high school, and that's looks way brighter on here than it does in my eyeballs. So still a little dimmer than it looks like in my eyes.
So to be honest with you, I wasn't really thrilled with that particular test. The iPhone did not give me a good comparison, and the ambient light, I think, might have skewed the results. But I thought it was worth sharing with you because it did make a tremendous difference over what I could see with my naked eyes. So I decided to go back out. This time I took the regular camera, the one I'm using now that doesn't have the old iPhone magic inside of it, to a little darker area in the woods. And first we started in a really brushy area, and then we went to a little bit longer, a little bit clearer lane, and to try to do a comparison there. And I think I got better results there, but you be the judge. That's what we're going to see right now.
Okay, so we're kind of out here in some pretty thick woods right now. And it's dark. And I'm trying to give you a comparison. So we've got my regular camera here, and you can see how absolutely dark it is. And this is the exact same picture we're looking at through the through the night vision device, and let's just go ahead and change the colors on it. This is no IR, by the way. So there's the kind of green. There's the, maybe that's the white phosphor. There's the black and white. And then we'll turn it back on that. Now, if we turn the IR on, let me see how you do that. There's the IR, man. You can see it absolutely gets completely. And this IR is still on. And look at the difference, what you can see. Let's tilt over to a little bit of an opening. And we're aiming a little towards a little bit of ambient light there, for sure. And you can see what you see with the camera. And you can see, let's turn the IR off again. Even without the IR, you can see a tremendous difference. And I'm going to say those trees over there are probably, I don't know, 50 to 75 yards away as far back as you can see there. And let's change there's the white phosphorus, there's the black and white, and there's the color, normal color, which seems like it's about, it really depends on the situation, but I think I tend to like the normal color a little better. Let's turn the IR on. And man, it shows up the closer stuff that you couldn't even see before, those little branches that are kind of in the way. And there's the, wow, that's pretty stinking clear there, especially the close-up stuff. And going back. And so that's the IR2, IR3, come back to IR, and then we turn the IR back off. And then you can actually kind of see more in the distance without the IR, because it's kind of, it tends to kind of focus on routes back off of what's closer. We're going to go one more place and see if we can see something a little bit different. Okay, here we are again with a little bit further distance. And you can see those, if you can see those trees right out there, the end of my fingers, and in those two trees you can kind of see straight in the center, they kind of stand together. They're about 40 yards away. Let me get it focused in. How about that? I don't really have it focused back there. Do. Not showing a good, we're not doing a good job of showing you what this thing can do. That's pretty clear there. Let's cycle through now. There's the white phosphor. There's the black and white. There's the normal. And there's the green. Now let's turn the IR on. There's IR1. Look at that. Okay. Now, so it's pretty dark here. Not a lot of ambient light in these dense woods, even though there's some light behind us. And that's pretty good with IR green. And there's some bugs, I guess, flying around in between us. That's IR1. Let's turn on 2. And pretty clear there. 3, you can't really tell much difference at this distance, but you can see from the difference in what the camera's picking up, the main camera, we're looking at dark, and now we can see what's going on. You can definitely identify stuff there. Pretty cool.
Okay, well, hopefully, as you could see, this thing, the GoYoJo GNG2K, really did a good job of allowing me to see in a very, very much darker area. And the one thing I will say, when the IR illuminator was on, it certainly illuminated, it kind of put the focus on what was up close, because it's bouncing off a lot stronger there, but you can still see through there. And it just, man, when we got to the kind of open lane there with a couple of trees about 40 yards away, it made a tremendous difference clicking the IR on, but it still did pretty good without it. So hopefully that was helpful. Now, we take you down to the old tabletop again here, and we'll mount this sucker up to this helmet and show you how to do that, and then we'll see how well it works as far as, helmet stuff. Alright, and by the way, this is the helmet that the folks from Premier Body Armor sent me. A really, really nice helmet. Comes in around $500-600 range. And then this is the mount that comes with it, and it comes in 2 parts here. We got this, loosen it up, and this just pops out. So this has got a clamp here. Okay, so first of all, the way the mount goes onto the helmet, it's got a tab here and a little notch here. You push the button in, it comes in and out right there. So this tab goes in up top, push the button, lock it in, and this catches on the bottom. Now it's in there good. And then it has this clamp here that this allows you to mount the thing for either eye, and it's going to be like this, right? And you have to turn this around, obviously, but for your right eye, it's going to be like this. Does that make sense? So first thing you want to do is mount this on here. and it's kind of ingenious. There's 3 holes here and 6 here, so if you turn it this way or this, they all fit. They even give you a little screwdriver to do this. And I do think it's handy they give you extra screws just in case these things are little, you're liable to lose them. All right, now this is going to clip onto here like so. And just tighten that up now. Now this thing should be able to articulate to adjust however you need it to be against your eyeball. So let's try that. You want to? Okay, I'm going to take my glasses off for this. Now let me just right up front, I've never been in the military. I have virtually 0 experience with this kind of stuff, but I'm trying to learn. So if you have been, if you're a Ranger or a Marine or some sort of Spec Ops person, just cut me some slack or make fun of me. I don't care, but I'm gonna endeavor to learn as we go here. So anyway, I want to get that clear. Now let's put this thing on, get you up out of the way for a minute. Let me buckle my helmet up. You can go ahead and tell me what all I'm doing wrong. It's okay. I learned a lot from those corrections. Okay, so basically, this thing's got to articulate like so, and the goal is to get it adjusted where it comes onto your eyes. So you got to go up, down, whatever, and fiddle around with it. Kind of loosen these up until they move pretty easily. You can kind of get it where you need it to be. So I've got it right here against my eye now. Now I can tighten it up. Okay, well, there we go. I can see pretty clearly through here. I've got complete nice cover around, seal around my face, so to speak. I can see really clearly through here. Again, I've got no experience with this stuff, so for me it's taken a little to get used to having the other eye here kind of going to focus a little bit different, but that's kind of one of the things you have to get used to with any kind of night vision. So, but yeah, it's working pretty well, and it's very, very clear and crisp as far as the views through here. And kick it up out of the way when you don't need it. If you do need it, back down it is. There you go. Chuck Norris can set ants on fire with a magnifying glass at night. Alrighty, well, considering that there are no instructions on the mounting device and getting this thing set up on a helmet in the manual, I think it's pretty easy to do for somebody with 0 experience like me. So I think that's a plus, to be honest with you, because I have no experience with these things. I was able to figure it out really easily and make it work, and it worked good. So that being said, let's talk about some pros and cons of this thing real quickly before we wrap this up, because there are a couple of cons, and I'll try to keep my grumbling to a minimum. But first of all, pros. Obviously, one of the big pros of this thing compared to traditional analog night vision devices is going to be price. At around the $500 mark, this thing comes in like at less than a quarter or less of how much a traditional analog like a PVS 14 would cost. Those are in the thousands. This is in the hundreds. So you got to give them credit for that. And also it comes with a mount, which is also a little added value there. The resolution is great at 2K Ultra HD, and the frame rate refresh at 60 hertz is also really good. And plus, it's made very, very quality. It feels like a quality piece of gear. It doesn't feel like, flimsy junk. So that's good. Now, what about cons? And to be fair, my complaints or negatives have nothing to do with the ability to see in the dark. That has nothing to do with this thing does what you saw. They have to do with a couple other things. The first one is this thing has at least the potential capability to connect to an app and allow you to look at your phone, connect to it, and record what you're seeing, or even see what's showing up through the lens here on your phone. So maybe you could have this thing, in a monitoring position, and you could be somewhere else looking on your phone where you have within a Wi-Fi signal. Certainly, you could be behind cover while this was not behind cover, which I think is a good potential benefit. It can also allow you to record stuff right to your phone, which is another cool benefit. But it would be a great benefit if I could have got it to work. Now, this thing actually, right now, they recommend connecting to a third-party app called RoadCam. Man, I could not get it to stay connected. I got it connected and it would drop, or it wouldn't record when I tried. It just wasn't working. I could get it when it did connect. I couldn't see anything through through my phone. So maybe it was me. It's likely that it was me. Okay, sometimes I'm technologically challenged, but I did everything that it said to do. I even sent him an email and asked him about that and about the next con you're about to hear. Did everything they told me to do. Just could not get it to work on the road cam. So that's con number one. Con, or negative number two, has to do with the micro SD card recording capabilities. And first of all, I'll just say that it's not really what I was intending to say, but the micro SD card fits right in this little slot here. And you know how they work. You push them in until they lock, and then when you want to take them out, you push them a little bit and they pop out a little bit. This one pops out just enough to where you can touch it, but maybe I got these fat fingers. I couldn't get it out without a pair of needle nose. Not a big deal, I get it. But the other part that really, you probably hear my frustration about this is, and again, nothing to do with the night vision capabilities, but the SD card, the micro SD card that they supply, and I formatted it with the camera to make sure it was formatted properly. Man, when I tried to transfer pictures from my card reader to another file on the computer, it kept crashing the card. Not the computer, but the card. It kept crashing the card. I'd have to restart it. I cannot tell you how many times it took me to finally get all the footage you saw transferred from this card to my computer where I could make a video. If you're not making videos, you may not care about that, but you might still want to look at your footage. And same thing when I tried to view it on the computer, it would crash. Once I got them over, finally they play fine. But something about the card, the coding on the card, I don't know. And I had the same problem with actually another card from another Chinese night vision device a couple years ago. So maybe it's something to do with the coding they use on night vision. I don't know. And again, just to be fair to the folks at GoYoJo, that has nothing to do with the capabilities of their device. It's probably some kind of technical thing with the card. And maybe it's something that can be remedied by somebody on this end that had a little more tech skills and computer knowledge than I do. But I don't. I Googled on everything. But I'll stop rambling now. Bottom line, does this GoYoJo GNG2K work to provide you with some sort of superpowers for around $500? And I'd have to say that yes, it does. It greatly enhances your ability to see in the dark, and even without the IR. And I also like the fact that unlike some of the other ones I've seen, this thing don't have a great big old gigantic Cyclops eye looking IR. It is just a small, very discreet IR lens, and so illuminator. So there you go. Thanks again to the folks at GoYoJo for sending me this so I can show it to you. And I hope this video has been helpful. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared with your superpowers. I'll see you next time.